Hello, friends. It's Mulk back with another TV binge box. My name is Steve Mulk, and I love television. And this is an absolutely cracking episode of TV binge box. We've got three big shows that we're going to talk about today. It's so great that you could join us, and I look forward to seeing if you can find the connection between all three of them. I'll let you know at the end. Look, if you want to stay in touch with what's happening in the world of TV Binge Box or even TV Black Box, the best way to do that is to go to my Linktree. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/Steve Mulk, and you can find out all of the things and get involved in all of that, and that's great. You can also rate and review the podcast, and that helps people find it and know all about it and connect to it beyond. Maybe you're watching this or listening to this on Spotify. You might be listening on Apple or Google Podcasts or wherever you find high quality podcasts like this. It's really up to you. What I will say is that if you do rate and review it, it really helps people know what's going on. That's a thing apparently, but enough. There's way too much that we need to talk about. And first of all, we're going to start with a brand new Bob Odenkirk series.
Professor, you barely said anything in an hour and a half.
Could you please, just for once, say something? Your only novel isn't even available at your own campus bookstore.
You're here. The fact that you're here means you show very little promise. Did that sound harsh? I'll smile through the rest of this. You are here at Railton College, mediocrity's capital.
I think you should just keep up with the misery.
Being an adult is 80% misery. This is bad. They twisted my words.
No, that's pretty much verbatim.
How did you get like this? Rude stuff, just ugh.
I'm concerned that I might say something really consistent with my personality,
Oh my God.
but inconsistent with a modern college campus.
You lazy son of a...
That's valid.
I forgot you aren't capable of leaving this town for reasons only fully understood by your therapist.
I'm not going. My life is here.
You might not be coming with me. You are not here either.
I've been holding on to a lot of anger towards you. Damn it! Back off, Lucy. Come on, you want a piece of this?
That man is chair of the English department.
Dickhead.
I decided to face you as men.
We're one short.
Everything's a joke to him.
But they're not all funny.
Tenure doesn't mean you can't get smacked in the face.
Ow! Let go of the notebook!
It has original work in it.
Not if it's yours.
Bob Odenkirk is back as William Henry Hank Devereaux Jr. He is the chair of the English faculty at an underfunded Railton College. And look, he's losing his interest in even his own job. And that's part of the fun of Lucky Hank, which starts shortly on Stand. It's an AMC product. Hank's discontent is deeply rooted in some unresolved issues with his father, a mediocre and entitled student who you met, not just him, the whole student body, and the fact that the English department is at war with each other. And that's where we find a whole bunch of this humor. It's very, very smart. It is very dark. And this is why I think Bob Odenkirk shines in that title role as Hank, Lucky Hank. Mireille Enos stars as his wife, Lily Devereaux, who is an emotionally grounded, usually unflappable wife of Hank. And she's the vice principal of the local high school. This is all taking place in rural Pennsylvania. So it's a bit of a two-bit town. Not too many people care about it. It's disastrously underfunded, and that is as much the setup as what we get into, why we can start to see when Hank's life starts to unravel and Lily, trying to stand beside him, starts to question the path that she's on. And look, this is where we land. It's a delightful cast. Bob Odenkirk, as I said, Mireille Enos, Olivia Welch, Suzanne, Diedrich, who you will have seen in that promo, Oscar Nuñez, who stars as the Dean of Faculty, MacLachlan, plus a whole bunch of incredible guest stars that pop in. It's surprising. It's certainly sharp. It is very demanding of your attention, and that's good. I mean, when you want to have it's a black comedy. There is no question around it. it's another character that Odenkirk is able to envelop and make his own. It makes it deeply engaging. Aaron Zellman, who was a part of Silicon Valley and The Killing, and Paul Lieberstein, who you might remember as Toby from The Office. He was also in The Newsroom. They adapted this project from the original book, and the they serve as co-showrunners for the series. Sorry, there's a couple of things. I don't want to spoil the series, but certainly when Hank goes toe to toe, not just with a couple of members of the student body, but also with a couple of members of his faculty, look, it's pretty funny and it's pretty straight up. I do enjoy Lucky Hank. I've been fortunate enough to see the first 2 episodes, and I'll absolutely be diving back in for more. There's a total of 8 episodes. They run weekly. It premieres on Monday, the 20th of March on Stan. You will definitely want to be checking this out. Lucky Hank. But I think it's time for some Australian stuff, don't you?
Everything is going to be fine, and you're going to go out there, and you're going to be normal, and you're going to have fun. 10 fucking years, bitches!
Why do white women always feel the need to do shit like this?
Do you have anything stronger? Honestly, if I don't see you again for another 10 years, fine by me.
Checking. You guys see it too, right? Because either there's water everywhere or this THC really is the fucking tits.
Nobody really knows what's happening right now.
This is life and death shit.
We are stranded. Why are you not all panicking?
We panicked at 4 a.m. You just missed it.
Right, ladies. What's our plan? Scorching a big-ass help sign into the grass? I may have added a few little feminist flourishes. You're welcome.
Feminism won't power the generator, Zoe.
Yeah.
There are dozens of us already out of fresh food and water.
Line up the leggings!
We need a bitch.
All right, ladies. Fucking dig! Ride or die! Harder! People can survive on barely anything. Look at Gandhi. Look at Gwyneth Paltrow.
This school fucked me up in ways that I don't think you could possibly imagine.
Bitch, all you do is look out for you.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure, because you're not holding on to anything. Did you seriously just punch me in the tits?
Yeah, I did.
I don't wanna go to school, I just wanna break the rules.
Whatever happened to us?
There is no us.
So raise your glasses to finally getting a fringe and oblivion!
Everything I've been holding on for is gone.
From my experience, hope only dies when you decide to fail.
This is nice. How come we've never hung out like this before? You're listening to Zozo FM, where the secret word of the day is poco. Call in with your funniest stories of surviving the poco. No, but seriously, Mayday!
What better place to find yourself surviving the apocalypse than at your 10-year high school reunion? Class of 07 is a very, very funny comedy from Casey Anning, a great Australian writer and director who's been involved in a bunch of stuff, not least of which some of stuff by a young upstart in Australia called Daniel Illich, but also just casually involved in Upload. Greg Daniels' big new thing that was on Prime Video still is on Prime Video. And I recommend you watch Upload. It's a very, very funny, very dark idea. The whole premise of Class of 07 is, as I said, a whole bunch of girls from a girls' high school at their high school reunion when an apocalyptic tidal wave hits where they are, at least, if not all of the earth, and they have to survive atop the island, which has become their high school campus. And it's pretty smart because they acknowledge that when you come into your high school reunion, you carry a whole lot of joy and pain that you picked up through high school, and friendships and relationships that started or ended, or you don't know why they ended, or that kind of stuff that plays into it. And I think that the really smart thing that Anning has done in this is just let it simmer along with all of the great characters. Just characters, as you saw in that phenomenal trailer, there's a whole bunch of very funny women. And that's the thing, like, just as a reminder, it's almost exclusively women in this drama, which makes it so much smarter, I think, and so much funnier. You've got Emily Browning plays Zoe, who, poor Zoe, she just can't buy a win. And the opening 5 minutes are all Zoe, and it is all amazing watching her get her up and come. Yeah, well done, Emily Browning. Caitlin Stacey's in it, as you would have seen. Megan Smart, the very, very fabulous Steph Tisdell, Emma Horn, and Deborah Lawrence, and a whole bunch more other great Aussie actors, some that you may have never heard of, a whole bunch that have just kind of popped up and got great opportunities in this. Class of 07 is, well, this is the way it's written, as an unapologetic love letter to female friendship. But what you find is when you start to pick at those scabs, the stuff of your past comes to surface. And when you're stuck in the school that you went to high school in 10 years later and you've moved on with your life, what does that look like now? How does all of that come together? I don't know. It's really brilliant. It's shot in and around Sydney. Casey Anning is not just the writer. She is the director. She created it. She EP'd the thing. This is her baby and has done an absolutely phenomenal job. It's really funny. There is some great writing. To see a whole bunch of great Aussie female actors front and center on this, I think, is a part that is a real strength of Class of 07. Our time at high school is always so formative. And it's so interesting to see the way that's explained and examined in Class of 07, including acknowledging that there's stuff from their past that they haven't shared with each other, and just that we drop in and out really, really easily. And it's not big extended flashbacks. It's just drop a moment or see this 10-second or 3-second flashback into the girls' time when they were at school, and then back to where they are. And it helps give some of that great context into what's going on. And I'm really excited to see. I've seen the first 4. I'm really excited to see the next 4. There are 8 episodes in total, and all of them will drop on Friday, the 17th of March on Prime Video. That's Class of 07. It'll catch you off guard, I reckon, because it is both the 2 comedies that we've had tonight. There's no laugh track. They are just, here is the joke, take it or leave it. And I reckon in all of these, there are some great opportunities to take it more than leave it. It's brilliant. Class of 07. Our final show that I want to talk about tonight is hitting its final moments.
Try sometimes, well, you might find you get what you need.
I love you guys so very much.
On 3, 1, 2, 3.
I love you guys so very much.
Great job. Oh, Roy Kent just said great job. Oh.
Ted Lasso. What a delightful series. And I'm going to say up front, this third season, which is purported to be the final, I believe it is the final series of Ted Lasso, but there will be spin-offs. I don't want it to end. I love this series way too much. If you haven't seen Ted Lasso, stop this review. Go and watch the first 2 series. Come back. Pick up from here. It has been almost a cultural phenomenon and fits so neatly into the Apple TV library. It's really been one of their breakout hits, I would say. So many people know about Ted and who Ted is. For those of you that have been living in the proverbial cave for the past 3 years, Ted Lasso is a character created by Jason Sudeikis and Brendan Hunt, who plays Coach Beard, Ted Lasso and Coach Beard, respectively, for a whole bunch of NBC ads promoting the English Premier League on NBC. They were able to get the rights to it, thank goodness, and create this series about Ted, who is a football coach in the States who gets the gig to go over and be the coach of a Premier League team, Richmond AFC. All because husband and wife broke up, owners, and she got the team that her ex-husband loved, and she wants to run it into the ground. And Ted turns up with his big smile and optimistic attitude and that moustache, and he just became everyone's friend. Everyone's friend. He taught them to believe, and that was so critical to season 1. So much heart. A new friend who was so optimistic in the face of certain doom. Now, the really smart thing, it wasn't just going to all be all bubbles and Ted's great. Season 2 revealed to us the cracks in Ted's facade, that even our uber positive friend can carry hurt. And we learnt about, his breakup with his wife, or breaking up with his wife, and there's a kid and he loves them both so much, but that's just not a thing. And that's really tough for him. And his mental health, and that's struggling, and his anxiety issues, and that's struggling. And of course, the rest of the team around him, they have come to expect him to be a certain kind of person, and he's got to juggle all of that. It's really great. And it introduced us into some episodes just about Coach Beard. Pretty damn great. What will season 3 bring us? The big questions have to be, will Ted and Nathan reconcile? Nathan, his one-time kit man, who became an assistant coach, is now coaching West Ham for Rebecca, who was the owner of the team, her ex-husband. And he's considered the wunderkind and is just so obviously hurting and struggling with his own pain. Will Rebecca get her happy ending, whatever that looks like, because she was very happily seeing one of her players, and that understandably kind of broke up, but should it have? Who knows? What about Roy and Keeley? Will they make it? Who knows? Oh my God, the expectation. I think that Ted Lasso is some really smart writing, and what it gives us is an opportunity to be smarter about ourselves. It demands that we pay attention, and it helps us recognize that relationships don't have to be, oh, he's going to take advantage of her, or she's just doing this, whatever. It's the nuance of relationship, particularly when you try to be in relationship, friendship, or a loving relationship with someone, is hard work, and you can't just dust off cliches. And Ted Lasso amazingly steps away from cliches and delivers us real heart, smart writing, funny jokes in a big ensemble cast, but still focused on a few key characters. It's just going to be delightful. Jason Sudeikis, Brendan Hunt, Hannah Waddingham as Rebecca, Juno Temple as Keeley, Jeremy Swift, Brett Goldstein as Roy Kent. We love Roy Kent. And Nick Mohammed as Nathan Shelley, the new manager of West Ham. It's difficult to say, but I think that Ted Lasso is like my favorite comedy ever, not just like of the last few years, of ever, when it comes to television, because it is so smart, because it is so lovely and loving and real, and it doesn't shy away from the rough edges. Just makes you believe. Ted Lasso, season 3, and we assume the final season, 12 episodes of goodness is coming our way starting Wednesday, the 15th of March on Apple TV+. I've seen the first 4. Lippity zips. Get into it. Ted Lasso. It's just something that you've got to love, because it is just delightful television. Friends, that's the TV binge box this week. I know it's super quick, it's super sharp. 3 shows. I said they're all connection, and if you guessed that the connection was all 3 are comedies, you're wrong. Although that is a connection between all 3 of the shows. In this instance, it's the US Office. Paul Lieberstein was starred in the US Office and is co-executive, co-showrunner of Lucky Hank, as well as he was showrunning the end of The Office for some time. Greg Daniels, who was effectively the creator of the US Office and co-opted it from the UK version, created Upload, which Casey Anning worked on and did a whole bunch of stuff in the States. And Ted Lasso has no connection to The Office. So it's not really a connection, but I love the US Office and I just wanted to tie it all together. Who cares? Whatever. You know what I'm like. This is great. Friends, if you want to stay in touch, you need to get onto my link tree. That's linktr.ee/SteveMog to find out all of the places that you can see all of my stuff. This is the season 1 finale of TV Binge Box. I will return at some point. For now, it is just a case of there isn't enough to warrant me talking at you about a whole bunch of great TV, but I appreciate you joining in. There will be some more this year, and who knows what it's going to look like. I hope that you can swing by and join in. It'll be so great. Thank you so much for being so supportive of the TV Binge Box podcast in this latest iteration. And again, a big shout out to my friends Brookie, Joe, and Dan for letting me just drop in and take over for 10 episodes. It's been super fun, and I absolutely love this and the community that exists on Facebook around our TV Binge Box podcast Facebook gang group and all of that sort of stuff. It is a delight, and I love talking about all of this because it's something I'm passionate about, and I know you are too, which is why I love hearing from you about the things that you're passionate about. This has been season 1 of the TV Binge Box podcast, and I hope you've enjoyed it because I certainly have. My name is Steve Mogg. I've been your host. And I do absolutely love me some television.